Welcome, you're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, celebrating TV's biggest night, or should I say, its biggest day, since this is a miniaturized Expedition to the Emmys week, all about the Daytime Emmys, by doing what we do best either way, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. So far, we've been highlighting current nominees for the 49th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards, which is set to air in increments, but will air the main ceremony June 24th on CBS. They would be Barefoot Contessa, 9 Months with Courtney Cox, my newest spiritual flame, and Let's Make a Deal in that order if you've been following along. Now it's time we highlight past nominees and winners, like Rachael Ray. You know her eponymous talk show won 3 Daytime Emmys. If you want to be specific, 2 for Outstanding Entertainment Talk Show, and 1 for Outstanding Informative. The most recent one in 2019, when she was made an executive producer, and now finally, properly, officially, has an Emmy Award to call her own. Now, her talk show doesn't get a lot of hype these days, but it does do enough to get by, reaching from 1.5 to 2 million viewers per airing. So, it does a noble job of staying lukewarm while Rachael displays her effervescent, wholesome hotness. I love her, but not John Cusimano type love. That guy, by the way, is her husband. And just like the talk show, her magazine, Every Day with Rachael Ray, now Rachael Ray in Season, does enough to get by too. As a childhood fan of hers, I get by with this on the daily, hence the name. The former name, I should say. I have an entire backlog of issues which have yet to be reviewed, and you'll see them issue by issue as time goes on, reviewed right here on this channel. But for now, we're going to begin with the April 2008 issue, purchased for 99 cents out of a retail price of $3.99. By taking a mini tour of Rachael's TV kitchen, her talk show kitchen designed by Joe Stewart with a little bit of help from a longtime design buddy, Yvette Rios. In addition to listing some of the appliances and decor that you see on the show that you could buy online or in person, Rachael gives you some handy design inspiration for how you want your kitchen to look in the near future, as colorful as Rachael's or maybe less colorful. Well, in the Rachael Says blurbs right here and here, you'll get your design inspo either way. Now you know, by law, I have to review a 30-minute meal section in each Every Day with Rachael Ray issue. Otherwise, it's just not official. This is all about spring. Eat these hearty and healthy springtime dinners, sandwiches, soups, and of course, pasta. So here we have a BLTT. Bacon, lettuce, tomato jam, and tuna steak sandwiches, inspired by one of Rachael's favorite lunches at New York's 202 at Nicole Fahy. They have great clothes and great food. Next up, lamb chops with roasted spring vegetables and spring pea risotto. Then, Pat's stromboli bread. Pat is the mother-in-law of a friend at work. Which work? Food Network or your talk show? We have spring fish and parchment, Indian spiced meat with curried potato salad and creamed spinach, plus a leaky linguine with shrimp. Chicken satay noodle soup, Tango Joe's, right over there. A more fancier, shall I say, more exotic take on Sloppy Joe's, because we know the tango is a very exotic dance. And a tango and a Sloppy Joe, wow, that's like doing the, I don't know, singing on Baba in your taste buds. Go figure. And finally, penne with mushrooms, as hearty as any bolognese sauce and meat-free to boot. And finally, in the get-together section, we highlight Singles Night. This is drinks and tips for easy entertaining. They also have a NASCAR party, but just for the sake of time, I'm going to highlight a singles night. A singular sensation. Invite your unattached friends over for a Sex and the City-esque night of mingling and matchmaking. Hey, this magazine says so itself. So this multi-page article gives you recipes for your singles night, take it up a notch. Horseradish cream, sun-dried tomato pesto, and caramelized apples and onions as toppings for your homemade panini bar, a Campari cocktail, and an Italian salad, or an arugula salad, along with ambience and decor ideas, just for setting the right type of mood with your next singles site. Basically, it's like a culinary-themed blind date party. If Roger Watts was the host of this alongside Rachael Ray, I would RSVP for this in a heartbeat. Now, as you see on the cover, this goes beyond the highlights I just mentioned. This features 45 new recipes, including fast, easy, and delicious weeknight dinners, simple supper salads, and away from the food, spring cleaning secrets, and a tour of Boston your way, and also Rachel's way. And thus my raving about this issue ends, because this is the point where I have to now say, we have a problem. You see here, there is supposed to be a separate recipe pamphlet here. Look at this. An everyday menu planner, which would account for 10 pages. Don't believe me? Look here. We're on page 92. This little piggy. That is a ham supper on a bun. A hamburger. And way over here on the right, page 101. So that accounts for 9-10 pages missing. We also have a page that's missing between the get-together section and the for the taking section, the sweet spot recipe by Silvana Nardone, who will be highlighted under her own spotlight in the future. Stay tuned for that. Photographs by her husband, Stephen Stadlos. You see this right here? That page has been torn out. So in total, we have about 10 pages taken out of this magazine. So never mind that it has an article about bacon and the many different delicious ways to cook it, an article about light, healthy recipe makeovers, a NASCAR party and stuff like that. All that is fun. But if we're missing pages, that fun is greatly diminished. And therefore, it gets 3.5 out of 5 claps. That's not to say I don't like this issue, but whoever tore out these pages should be ashamed of themselves, because now I'm deprived, somewhat, of the complete Everyday with Rachael Ray experience. Actually, there are many copies of Everyday with Rachael Ray that are missing pages. And when I find those issues, when I find those problems, well, to paraphrase Rachel at the end of her talk show, you'll see them when you see them. But for now, oh, one last thing. Just a quick shout out to Lisa Silverstone of Clueless sent across the crust, showing Rachel her fridge. A vegan fridge, which is why I'm not really exactly kind towards the kind Diet Cookbook, even though I saw it many times at the thrift store. If you guys want me to review it, I'll review it. But in the meantime, if you give somebody a golden childhood, like Rachel did with me, chances are you might strike gold too, just like Rachel did. Heck, she's got the Emmys to prove it. Thanks for watching TSR. Now, to see another awesome review like this one, click here. If you want to become a Hollywood bargain hunter, click here to subscribe. Now catch you on the thrift side.